Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you guys can get high stat armor really easily and all the methods that we do know currently in Destiny 2 Heresy. But before we do start with today's video, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, drop a like on today's video, and with that said, let's jump straight into it. So high stat armor, I'm going to show you right now sort of what it is if you are new to the game. So each armor piece have different stats, as you can see: mobility, resilience, recovery, discipline, intellect and strength. Now you have a total amount of stats over here, and what you pretty much want is a triple. So if you can get to 100 with obviously your armor, so 100 mobility, 100 recovery and 100 discipline or intellect, that is going to be better. So now these stats do depend on what activity you are running. If you're running PvP, you're usually going to want to run mobility high, recovery high, and maybe intellect or discipline, depending. Now, one way to actually get armor to drop, this bit is a little bit confusing, but if you head on over to your ghost and head on over to this bit where it does in fact have sort of different ones where you can change to. If you want high stats in some of these top three or bottom three, this all depends on what you put. So if you put intellect, because it's in this bottom three column, you're always going to get intellect, but then your other two that are going to be high are from the top three. It could be mobility, resilience or recovery. Now if you want high resilience all the time and you want discipline and intellect, say you're a PvE player, you're going to want to change your ghost to have obviously resilience, because then the other two stats are going to be from the bottom three tiers. Now if that doesn't make sense, talk to me in the comment section and I can explain that a little bit better. But first things first, you want to decide what you're going for and what sort of stats you need, and definitely put that on depending on what you want, because that is going to help your drops a lot. Now there's quite a few ways to do this. The easiest way, if you're just a regular player, is to head on over to the tower from Friday till Tuesday, and Zer is going to have some amazing high stat armor. So let's head on over there now so you guys can see right now what he's got this week. I believe he's got some good stuff. So he's always located in this area here. If you are obviously an advanced player and you've played for a while, this might be new obviously to some players, but some of you it won't be. As you can see, he sells exotics with sometimes decent stats. So like this one, high resilience, recovery, discipline, it's not a bad Aeon Swift, so I am going to pick that up myself this week. But if you go into the strange gear offers, he has some more gear here. As you can see, it can drop quite high. Now sometimes they're not in the best columns, so you have to look through them. But like this here, it has high resilience, high discipline and intellect, and if you're going for a build on PvE, this is a really good one to pick up. Not only that, you can in fact use your strange coins to get a random piece of gear. So if we do, as you can see, that does drop pretty high, 66 total stats, and as you can see, it has in fact got high discipline, recovery, resilience and mobility. But you're looking for more stats like this one where it's got super high in sort of 2 or 3 categories rather than well spread out if you are going for them triple 100s. So that is a really easy way to get armor if you guys want to get it quick. The next little tip I'm going to give for you is to head on over to your destinations. Now Crucible, what is really good is this here. If you guys play competitive and get all your weekly rewards, so your powerful gears, you then start to unlock what is called Artifice Armor. Now Artifice Armor is crucial because if you look at sort of exotics, you can do it with exotic, you can actually put a +3 stat on them, and if you play competitive, you have a chance of getting some legendary gear that will drop this. It is quite rare, but if you're looking for them extra stats, it's a great way to get it without having to try too hard. Not only that, your weekly raids are going to drop high gear as well. So if you head on over to like your legends, anything that's pinnacle this week, so for example the Crota's End, Vault of Glass, any armor that drops from that is going to be really high stat gear as well. But if you were to do King's Fall, it is not as high this week because it isn't in the weekly rotation. So you're looking for the ones that are pinnacle, and obviously the Star-Crossed, this as well has a very small chance. The higher difficulty you play on, the better it'll be, but you can get some high stat armor from that as well. Then if we head on over to the Moon, there is a dungeon on here that is a really good farm when it is in weekly rotation. This week it's not, so you can't farm high stat armor, but pretty much from the boss of Pit of Heresy, if you guys keep farming the boss, you'll be able to get some really high stat from that. Another one that is really good for high stat armor, even though it is quite rare, is Days of Eternity. Now, if you guys have this, you're pretty much guaranteed to have 16 in 2 stats, which is really good, but it is also a very, very low chance of doing that. But for me, the best way, if you guys play Trials, especially now it's changed, Trials drop some serious high stat armor. This is pretty much where I've got most of mine from. Each week, you can get some high gear just from playing. Now, definitely team up and try this if you guys can, because it is a high-end activity, but if you do, you can get some good armor from that. And not only that, I'm going to show you right now, if we head on over to Trials, obviously see the guy that sells the armor, you can even in fact keep buying the engrams and just keep farming it that way. So I'll cut to that bit right now. So once you are here in this area where you can pick up your passage, if you go to the next page, you actually have legacy gear and focused decoding. Now you can get different ones depending, as you can see, focusing with a high intellect stat due to the equip ghost mod. So we're going to get high intellect on this armor, and even on the legacy you can do it that way as well. So let's pick up a chest piece from this one. Now I would recommend doing it with focus because it only costs 1, but depending on the type of gear you want, you can. These cost 3, these cost 1, so it works out better to actually do it this way. So let's just pick up some arms and see what we do in fact drop. As you can see, there we go, we got resilience, recovery, intellect, which isn't a bad one, and then this one isn't great. You're not guaranteed to get the perfect armor every time, but this is a great way to farm high stats. As you can see there, high recovery, high intellect. It would have been a little bit better, but you can just rinse and repeat this, especially now you guys don't have to play Trials and win. You just get Trials engrams just from playing and losing. You can farm this every single week just by losing games and keep going, keep buying the armor, and you'll get some high stat armor really quickly by doing this method. May take a few attempts, but trust me, definitely the fastest way at the minute in the game to do it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. Like I said, it is a little bit different. It's just explaining because you lot keep asking me how I get these high stats on my armor, and that is how I've been doing it, mainly through Trials, but I've also give you a few options there if you guys don't like playing PvP, where to get some from. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.